Hi everyone, welcome back to the Pot Smoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Pot Smoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Old Testament, of the Christian Bible. I use the King James Version of the Bible to put together the prophecy of Israel from the scattered bits and pieces of testimony from the prophets. And what I came up with was a self-fulfilling prophecy. I wrote a book about a prophecy, about a book that I wrote. And then, just for good measure, I did everything the book said I was supposed to do so that I could do this. And this is reading to you from the book that I wrote. Well, actually, there's two books. The first book is the Testimony of the Prophecy, the Book of Zion. That's where I get my name and authority. The second book is the Pot Smoker's Bible, which is the commentary to the Book of Zion, which allows me to publish it legally. You can't publish something if you didn't write it. And in order to publish something, you have to write 75% of what you publish. So that is why I wrote the Pot Smoker's Bible. Today I'm starting the 18th part, or 18th chapter of the book of the Pot Smoker's Bible, which contains the 15th chapter of the Book of Zion. It's called And the Songs of the Temple. And then it goes like this. In the last chapter, the Gray, through prophecy, established the truth of my people's identity and the truth of the war on drugs. Now we see its effects on my people, because the songs of the temple are howlings. My people suffer greatly. Society shows us images of drug users, but they only show you the most extreme abuses. 90% of drug users are upstanding citizens in every other respect. But you only see or hear about the overdoses, the drug arrests, the gangs, and the war-inspired cartels. You never see the rest of my people. You never hear about the charity work we do, the inner circle camaraderie. You never witness the joy we feel or the effects of the war on drugs on our lives. You see the propaganda, the lies. You don't see the good of my people. So you are unaware of the truth of the war on drugs. You don't realize the suffering we endure at the hands of the government and media. So let me clue you in. The war on drugs is a genocidal warfare on an innocent people who are true or who truly are the hope of humanity. My people are a hidden people. We are your co-workers, your neighbors. We dress like you. We enjoy the same entertainments. Some of us like sports, some are political activists, others are humanitarians. We are artists and intellectuals. We are you. Most of us hide our identity. We have to. Our jobs require it. Piss tests try to expose us, but we are smarter than they are and have the means to outwit their attempts. You truly have no way of knowing who the drug users are. We hide in plain sight. So unless we choose to reveal our true nature, you have no way of knowing who uses drugs if they hide it from you. We do go to work, we pay our bills, and we blend in. Now, of course, many of my people do openly show their Zionite identity. My youth are defiant and proudly flaunt their gray awakening. They dress to impress, to express their innate pride at being gray. They tout pot leaves and 420 everything. Gray bless them for their pride in being gray. Soon, my people will proudly wear the robes of the priesthood. We will no longer have to hide who and what we are. Our creation by God will propel us into an open show of our abilities. Where once we had to hide, soon we will be sought out for that very reason. When my people realize who they are, they will no longer tolerate the abuses. Again, Black Lives Matter and Me Too are both examples of how my people defend themselves. These two movements are the beginnings of the realization that we have the right to protest abuses. But this is nothing compared to what my people are going to express very soon. We are about to show you just who and what we are, and you are going to be shocked and amazed at how we will stand up to demand justice for all of the atrocities enacted against us. When my people show themselves to you, when they openly demand an accounting of the reasons for the war against us, you will be awed by our numbers. You will be shocked by the number of celebrities that admit their true nature. When my people finally speak out, when we stand up as one people, then we will show you our truth. We will tell you what we endure at your hands. We will set things right when we take a stand united. Yes, my people are angry, and that is the greater part of our music these days. That is the howlings of the temple songs. We express ourselves in our music, and our music these days is angry and violent. Our music is our voice. We use songs to teach, to guide, and to defy. In the 60s, our music was about peace and brotherhood. It was about wonder and the glory on high. This is our truest self. The 70s was an exploration of our emotions as we explored the wonders of being gray. The 80s was an expression of our beauty as a people. Glam rock. The 90s was a revolution in identity. The 2000s began our defiance. Today, our music screams revolution. As I stated in the last chapter, we have crossed the line of I don't give a fuck. This society has transformed the peaceful flower children of the 60s into a defiant, angry mob of protesters ready to wage the war declared on us. The governments and society has pushed us so far beyond our ability to endure. We have become like them, ready to do violence in order to end the war declared on us for no reason. We didn't do anything to create the war on drugs. The government and society did this to us. So, in God's eyes, we are justified for what we are about to do. When we stand together and declare our identity, when we demand a fair trial between ourselves and our accusers, we will be exonerated on all accounts. There is no justification for the war on drugs. Even the gray know that. Our identity as Zionite priests will free us from our bondage. It is unconstitutional to deny anyone the right to serve God. Our identity as priests will require us to carry out God's will, which requires us to use drugs. So all laws pertaining to drug use will become invalid. In that day, my people will become victorious over our enemies. We will be able to defend ourselves, and by doing so, we will end the war on drugs. The state is not going to want to see the war on drugs, in fact, become a true war, where they have to actually engage in combat with their enemy. On the day the drug users tell the state that they intend to participate in the war, is the day the state repeals the laws creating the war. Because by declaring the actions taken by the state as a war, they have declared that we have the right to engage. On that day, we will be declaring our identity as a unique nation, a nationality. War, by its very nature and definition, is an engagement of combat by two sovereign nations. On the day Ronald Reagan declared war on drugs, he created us as a nation. We became a nation on October 14th, 1982. We have been a nation for 37 years, or 38 now, because drugs in every form are inanimate objects. Wars cannot be waged by objects. As just stated, wars are waged by nations. So the war on drugs is a war between every sovereign nation with drug laws and every citizen of the nation of Zion. defined as everyone who uses illegal drugs or abuses legal ones, i.e., the world versus Zion. If my people were at their core, just like you humans, we would not be content to take our court appointed restitution and retire to our new mountain home. We would seek revenge and retribution for all of our suffering. We would engage in the 80-year-old war and do great harm to all those who hate us. But as angry as we are at everyone who hates us for no reason, we are gray. We have a greater desire for peace. We want to grow up and leave childish things like money and violence behind us. Our anger will fade when we no longer endure social abuse. You see, we gray have much to learn. As stated in the past chapter, we are so wrong on so many levels. We have to learn what is gray truth. We are guilty on many things ourselves. So the gray will be teaching us to grow up and reject childish things. So we will go peacefully to our new mountain homeland. However, the rest of the world will not be so lucky because they have been judged and they are guilty. The restitution granted to Zion will strip the nations of their wealth. The gray will do what is necessary for the survival of humanity, and it won't be pretty. The gray will shut down everything in order to end the accumulating damage being done to the earth. No one in creation can undo what we are doing to the atmosphere. But when the gray come, at our request, they will do what the governments have refused to do since the 1930s. They will shut down all pollutants. They will destroy the means to wage war. All of our destructive toys will be shut down, destroyed, and the means to recreate them removed. The human race will be unable to destroy themselves through modern warfare. But all fossil fuels use will be ended. Humanity will have to seek safe ways to power society. All nations who seek aid from the gray will be given it in exchange for compliance with intergalactic law. All forms of power generation must comply with intergalactic safety standards. Fossil fuels do not meet required standards. All of the evils of society will be done away with. The cities will be abandoned. All false religions, iconery, will be destroyed. The truth of God as gray will be proven. All false gods will be destroyed. And it will be the worst nightmare that Hollywood could imagine. All of the good people terrorized by the descent of UFOs who strip them of everything and give it to the people they hate the most, as they destroy everything that society prides itself on. If I had not lived a lifetime experiencing that very kind of nightmare, I would say that I can't imagine what they will be going through. But the truth is, the war on drugs has been doing just that to my people, and they have done far worse. So, the descent of the gray will be the salvation of Zion, because we earned it, and the destructions of the means by which the rich have destroyed us all. We call upon the gray not only to end our persecution, but to save humanity from itself. The gray will come to save the human race. And it is this dire condition of the planet, global climate change, along with the immorality of society, that has been the inspiration for the howlings of the temple. We use music to express ourselves. Our music howls because we feel so enraged and frustrated, both with the war on drugs and global warming. We sing our anger, we sing our pain. And may the gray watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm. And may they teach you right from wrong. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light, the unicorn way. Find your joy and pursue it. Make that your guild. Stay happy and high. You have every right and reason to. Know that I love you, each and every one. I'll say later now, 'cause you know me. I love you too much to ever say goodbye.